I don't know what it is about really stupid characters that I just can't get enough of. It couldn't be that they're relatable or something, right? Granted that the majority of anime characters are copy and paste tropey variants of each other, I am somehow not alone in having an affinity with idiotic characters. Thank God. For better or worse, the memes around a series called Bocchi the Rock continues to deliver in leaps and bounds well past its airing, and it's high time we take a look at some of them. What's made Bocchi the Rock a gold mine for meme material has to be that the actual show itself is meme material. Breaking conventional animation scenes with live footage multiple times, clearly rotoscoping movements for a one-off gag, and pixelating everything into trippy surrealism to capture a moment of stupid anguish. Considering that this is coming from a show about girls forming a band, yeah, this is more than I bargained for, and I love it. But don't take it from me. Take it from the crazies on Twitter. Bocchi, the main girl for the show, has become the centerpiece for absolute nonsense parallel to the series itself. Here's Tank Bocchi, doing the same head shake she does in the show. Here's Dog Bocchi. In the show, she barks for some reason. Nice. And here's Cotton Candy Bocchi, melting away with real footage, just like in the show, using different mediums. Honestly, this was exactly the type of creative content I was hoping would emerge from this show, and people are delivering. To take it a step further, within the show is numerous references to other media, which naturally has led people to put Bocchi in different series. Left 4 Dead 2. Wrestling.
Might be about to witness the end here, guys. Yeah, how much more can she from the heavens?
Guitar Hero, Squid Games, and of course, Chainsaw Man. It's all good stuff. My personal favorite is the comparison people made with Bocchi the Rock and Yuru Camp, as two of the characters have strikingly similar attributes. Granted that one pair's personalities are nothing alike, one's a free spirit airhead and the other's a terrified squirrel, I'm a big fan of this. If we wanted to throw a bit more sauce into this dumpster fire, then look no further than this brilliant discussion. Is Bocchi big or small? Now, the nuance of this talk stems from the fact that the original source material depicts Bocchi being big, but in the anime, she is not big. So which is it? Which artists are right? And to that I say, both are good. Because Jesus Christ, did people go absolutely nuts with the lewd art. I'm not saying to stop per se, but jeez. If lewds don't suit your palate, I can't imagine why, then there's plenty more wholesome material. Kita, the guitarist and singer of the group, is an extrovert beaming with energy and excitement, the exact polar opposite of Bocchi. And yet, the two of them are often shipped together because of the respect they have for each other. Or maybe it's because they're just on the screen together a lot. I don't know. For the most part, it's all in good taste, except for things like this clip.
チンポでかいのね。どっちチンポでかいね。わっかるーわっかるーわわわわわわわわわっかるー
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. On the subject of Kita, outside most art of her being cute and bubbly, a meme circulating around her would be this clip from the show of her throwing out the bird. To me, I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny. But Japan's Twitter seems to love it. So much so that they've gone out of their way to animate it pretty cleanly, I might add. It's a nice little deviation to how Kita usually behaves. Looking at the other band members, Ryo has been the subject of extremely quality art. Arguably more than any of the other members, she is treated as the coolest member of the group and is generally dripped out in cool shades of dark blues. You know, it's funny. Ryo falls under a lot of stereotypes for bassists and bands. Rarely mentioned or acknowledged, speaks very little, is a bit of a weirdo. I mean, she does canonically eat weeds, so yeah, that checks out. Nijika, the last member of the band, as well as its leader, has her own handful of memes. And the show is this really cute animation of her saying goodbye to Bocchi. And of course, people have made this into a green screen, having her run to various places like Minecraft or burning buildings. Another meme I saw was someone pointing out how strikingly similar Nijika's outfit is compared to SpongeBob's. Is this blessed or cursed? I'm not sure, but you know what is cursed? Nijika's little ahoge thing. You know, the little triangle on her head. People have compared it to a Dorito chip. That's it. That's the bit. It's kind of funny. Here's how Doritos are made, here's a game someone made, and here's someone speedrunning said game. Yep. Anyways, here's Nijika smoking. While seeming out of character at first, I'm actually reminded that rock bands are often associated with drugs and smoking because of their long-standing history with it. Maybe Nijika would do drugs? I don't know. Okay, that covers the main cast, but there's a few leftover characters that we can skim through. Kikuri, the loud, drunk bassist, is often depicted in a stupid stupor, which is about what I expected considering how she is in the show. What I didn't expect is for there to be armpit fans to come out in droves. Based or cringe, you decide. Nijika's sister, as Nijika puts it, is and is depicted as much in fan art. She's more doting than she's willing to let on, and because she's complimented Bocchi a few times in the series, artists have decided that that was the go-ahead for their ship. And to that I say, let it sail. The last significant side character I can think of is Pie-san. She basically doesn't do anything at all in the show. Aw, but look at her. The goth look is good stuff, and sufficient for most, but the really, really crazy fans draw her with a split tongue. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure if this is true, but I think split tongues are often associated with band group people as well. I don't know, but the crossing of reality and fan art is pretty cool. Alright, stepping away from the fan art for just a second, I gotta talk about the show a little bit more earnestly, because it deserves it. Looking past the memes, Bocchi the Rock is a quality show that has been thrown a ton of love on Twitter for a reason. If we try to look at the big picture, what the series boils down to is a story of a scared person slowly becoming the best version of themselves and positively affecting those around her. Take, for example, this instance in the show. The band is having its first real performance with a live audience, and their first song is a disaster. Kita is still new to playing and is missing notes. Rio is in her own world, and Nijika's rhythm is completely off. Out of everyone, Bocchi, with all her experience in playing guitar, is somehow the most composed. Seeing that the group is falling apart, she instinctively makes a move. To boost everyone's morale, she begins shredding with a brief interlude, gripping everyone's attention for a few seconds, finally leading them into the band's next song. And it works. The band is on point. The crowd is stunned, and I believe this is one of many moments that captured the hearts of so many artists, because one of the types of drawings I haven't talked about yet is badass Bocchi. Completely in her element of playing guitar, she looks and acts like a completely different person and is drawn as such. This is where she shines brightest, and many, many artists have articulated this idea perfectly. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just so raw. The multicolored stage lights, the sweat from the physical exertion, and even the simple band t-shirt, a stark contrast from shows with more elaborate outfits, all of it captures what a local rock band concert looks and feels like. And it's not just Bocchi, everyone's got that intensity too. Ryo's grooving on the bass, Kita is killing the vocals while playing, and Nijika is smashing the drums. The energy of all these drawings are just so good. Anyways, it's honestly incredible what people took away from these performances, and there's more being made every day, because they're very iconic moments. That being said, all of this has finally led me to one specific Twitter artist. My favorite Bocchi the Rock artist is simply named Shirofox. Their art isn't super complicated. Most of it's not like the cool flashy drawings like I showed earlier. And they really haven't done that many drawings of Bocchi the Rock either. They seem to lean a bit into the memes around Bocchi's anxious transformations here and there, and in their other drawings are pictures of the band members being cute idiots together. They're nice, but Shirofox has another small handful of drawings that made me feel things I wasn't expecting. Starting with this. It's just a drawing of Nijika looking at Bocchi, being her usual nervous, fidgeting self. It doesn't seem like much because it isn't, but somehow, some way, in the expression Nijika is making, I see something. It's quiet admiration. Or love, I don't know, I didn't draw the picture. Bocchi, the girl that turns in terror at the slightest social engagement, the girl with seemingly zero self-confidence, the girl that never goes out, shut inside a closet by herself, daydreaming that this will be her reality for the rest of her life, is capable of mustering the strength inside her to become the rock of her band group that doesn't budge when her first real friends are falling apart. It's precisely because Bocchi is weak that her displays of courage become that much more beautiful and admirable, and I think that is what Nijika is feeling. And another subtle drawing is a similar look with Ryo, who seems contemplative in her usual Ryo way, staring at Bocchi thoughtfully. Kita naturally seems like the one member that would be the most forward about her admiration, which can be seen in this cute drawing of her giving a bento. And then there's this group drawing. After Bocchi passes out from a concert mishap, it's naturally her bandmates that are looking out for her. And notably, Kita, who learned how to play guitar from Bocchi, is carrying her. Perhaps overly sentimental on my part, but it's fan art like this that bring me so much genuine warmth. Before I wrap up this video, there's actually one more drawing by Shirofox I wanted to display. It's a drawing that takes another look at Bocchi the Rock from an angle I never would have imagined. It's this. In the first frame is Bocchi's little sister, watching her older sister from afar. Bocchi seems to be hunched over, focused on practicing guitar on her own with the curtains open to provide extra light for whatever she's reading. I think it'd be safe to assume that this was a pretty regular sight to see, especially considering Bocchi isn't one for diverse hobbies, and certainly not going out. In the background, you can see the little wire for a plug that leads into the closet she typically hides in to do her recordings. The overall picture seems simple enough. The next frame is a time skip. Bocchi's little sister is older and taller, now wearing a different school uniform, probably for high school. However, the room is empty. The curtains are drawn, the table lamp's been taken out, the plug leading to the closet is gone, and of course, Bocchi is no longer home. All that's left is a poster for the Kesaku band, which seems to be alluding that the band became extremely popular and successful. You can barely see it, but it looks like the band members are posing in suits for the poster cover. In other words, they did it. They achieved their dream. And yet to me, this drawing is just so somber. I can almost hear the consistent clicking of the electric guitars strumming in the first panel versus the dead silence in the second one. If I had to interpret this drawing, I'd read it like this. The successes and growth of people is without a doubt a beautiful thing, but what comes with that is an increased amount of responsibility and a stricter allocation of time, meaning things and often people must be left behind. To crawl out of one's shell also means to leave it, and while not forever, that time spent elsewhere will never come back. And that's okay. If it's to pursue what is meaningful to that individual, then it is worthwhile. It's just that there will always be a tinge of sadness and gratitude in moving forward from one's past self. That's how you grow. This drawing has 98,000 likes and 17,000 retweets, which are insane numbers. Shirofox seems to have created something that resonates with many people. The story of Bocchi the Rock is triumphant, but it's also stupid, funny, and exciting. I'd say Twitter artists capture the heart of the show pretty damn well. So, be it memes, shipping, lewds, or otherwise, I'll be around, taking all the good art of Shirofox and the rest of the fan base. Anyways, I hope you all have a lovely day. And if it's nighttime, dream of something nice. Okay? Alright. Bye.